Whether you're crawling through traffic on the turnpike, breezing through a roundabout, or dodging orange cones during a midnight paving project, New Jersey roads are anything but boring. But there's a method to the madness. In this video, we'll break down how our roads got here, who builds them, and why certain intersections get roundabouts while others get lights, and why so much of it happens at night. After World War II, New Jersey was growing, and fast. The traffic surge demanded new solutions. So in 1951, the state opened the New Jersey Turnpike, a straight-shot, limited-access toll road that spanned the state. It quickly became a vital artery for goods, commuters, and cross-country travelers. Hot on its heels was the Garden State Parkway, built to serve not just workers, but beach-bound vacationers. Scenic, tree-lined, and more suburban, it was designed for a different kind of travel experience. Together, these two roads transformed New Jersey into a commuter state and reshaped development around them. In 1956, President Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act, launching the interstate highway system. New Jersey became a crucial hub. I-95, I-80, I-78, I-287, and more connected the state to New York, Philadelphia, and beyond. These roads created economic opportunity and gave many the chance at the American dream. But they also sparked decades of suburban sprawl, congestion, and environmental strain. They made New Jersey one of the most heavily trafficked and densely paved states in the U.S. Traffic lights are everywhere in New Jersey. Over 6,000 signalized intersections control our busiest roads. They help manage turning movements, pedestrian crossings, and high volumes of vehicles. They're customizable and programmable, but they're not always efficient. Long red lights cause delays, and when drivers lose patience, crash risks go up, especially with left turns and red light running. That's why newer, safer alternatives are growing in popularity. Enter the modern roundabout, a circular intersection where traffic keeps moving. Vehicles yield as they enter and travel counterclockwise. Unlike older traffic circles, modern roundabouts are designed for low speeds and high safety. Roundabouts reduce injury crashes by up to 80%. They also improve traffic flow, eliminate the need for electricity, and are less costly to maintain over time. New Jersey has been quietly adding them to suburban and even rural areas. A road diet might sound like cutting back, but it's actually about redesign. A typical road diet reduces a 4-lane road to 2 travel lanes, adds a center turn lane, and introduces bike or pedestrian features. It works best where traffic volumes don't justify 4 lanes and where speeding or crashes are a concern. Cities like Montclair, Hoboken, and Asbury Park have adopted road diets to make streets calmer and more usable for everyone, not just drivers. While the road designs may come from traffic engineers, the hard work of building and maintaining them falls to people on the ground, especially operating engineers. These skilled union workers operate the machinery that lays asphalt, digs trenches, and builds the physical infrastructure we drive on. It's complex work. The most densely populated state in the country has a century and more of underground water, sewer, and natural gas pipelines to deal with, along with buried electrical cables and myriad environmental and land use regulations to deal with. A simple error can delay a project by months. Road paving is often done in the summer when warm temperatures help asphalt bind properly. Cold weather can crack or crumble pavement quickly, and it often happens at night to reduce traffic disruptions and improve worker safety. Night paving reduces the impact on commuters, businesses, and emergency services, but it's also about safety for workers and for drivers. Lower traffic volumes at night mean fewer close calls. Crews can close more lanes, work faster, and reduce their risk. Working at night requires additional generators to power large lighting systems and additional safety precautions to keep work crews and travelers safe. Still, it's dangerous work. Crews wear reflective gear, use flaggers and cones, and operate under strict safety protocols. In 2023 alone, over 800 work zone crashes were reported in New Jersey. Slowing down in work zones isn't just a courtesy, it saves lives. So why does one town get a roundabout and another a traffic signal? It comes down to data. Engineers look at traffic counts, crash records, pedestrian usage, and local input. Every solution is customized, and that's part of what makes New Jersey unique. There's no one-size-fits-all. Urban, suburban, coastal, and rural communities all have different needs. A smart road network adapts to serve all of them. But why are they always working on the roads? Asphalt typically lasts 10 to 15 years before requiring resurfacing or repaving. The lifespan is shortened due to traffic volume, winter freeze and thaw cycles, and heavy truckloads. In other words, New Jersey. And just like a sore tooth, postponing or delaying maintenance only makes things more expensive and painful. New Jersey is investing in complete streets, smart traffic systems, and multimodal corridors that support walking, biking, public transit, and electric vehicles. With infrastructure funding and new technology, the state is rethinking what roads should look like in the 21st century. So next time you're on the Parkway, looping through a roundabout, or waiting behind a paving crew, remember, there's planning, history, and hard work behind every inch of asphalt.
Bulldozers, excavators, and cranes. Heavy machinery covers the lot of the Operating Engineers Training Center, Local 825 in Dayton, New Jersey. It's where 7,800 union members across New Jersey and Lower New York train before building local infrastructure.
We have everything almost soup to nuts that you would see in the construction industry. We teach everything here.
Greg Lullaby, a second-generation crane operator, now oversees the training center's operations.
We invest in training every year because what we do is so critical.
Before operating heavy equipment,
Pull it back to you nice and easy.
the trainees start here.
We start them out at certain basic skills.
It looks like a gaming arcade.
This gentleman here is working on an excavator. The exercise that he's doing is loading trucks and cycle times.
Using state-of-the-art virtual reality simulators, training is key.
Different weather, different lighting, snow, wind.
Training at the center is free to a limited number of students chosen. It's competitive too. Costs are covered by a union members fund.
We have about 170 students now, and then we retrain. A big component of what we do is taking somebody like myself who may have been around 40 years, but the technology changed.
All students, both men and women, have to undergo OSHA safety training and get familiar with the heavy equipment.
We'd have two people standing on the ground right there. You're the pitcher and they're standing where they want the ball to go.
They told me practicing on the simulator gives them the confidence they need on the heavy hitters.
This one just has different variations to it with cranes and drills.
These future operators are in high demand with major construction ramping up. Local 825 is bridging tradition and technology for a brighter future. Roxanne Evans, News 12.
Every day, over 9 million people rely on New Jersey's vast system of roads and bridges to get to work, get to school, get to lunch, and appreciate the Garden State. But behind each trip, there is a deeper story about aging infrastructure, skilled labor, and the power of smart investment. By all metrics, New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the country. But did you know that the state's population has doubled since 1950? Or that the number of registered vehicles on New Jersey's roads has doubled since 1961? Or that the average bridge in New Jersey is a 57-year-old Gen Xer? Across the state, roads and bridges are deteriorating. There are over 80,000 lane miles of roads in the state. Over a third of New Jersey's roads are in poor condition. And hundreds of bridges are nearing or exceeding their intended lifespan. This affects everyone, causing delays, increasing costs, and putting public safety at risk. Fixing infrastructure before things get worse takes more than plans. It takes skilled and dedicated people. Operating engineers of Local 825 run the heavy machinery that powers every major project across New Jersey. Through union apprenticeships and rigorous training, They ensure every job is done safely and right the first time. They are the workforce rebuilding New Jersey, project by project, lane by lane, often working at night to minimize the impact on traffic. Municipalities are responsible for over 2/3 of roads in the state, and they rely upon a mix of federal, state, and local funding to maintain their roads. There's a chronic shortfall of funds. But in 2021, the federal government passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, unlocking billions for overdue infrastructure upgrades. New Jersey is receiving more than $12 billion over 5 years to modernize transportation systems and improve safety. One of the largest projects is the Newark Bay Bridge replacement, part of the New Jersey Turnpike rehabilitation near Newark and the ports, where congestion has grown dangerously out of control. The Newark Bay Bridge is similar in design to the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore Harbor that collapsed in 2024, but older, longer, and carries more daily traffic. The Turnpike Authority is investing over $10 billion to widen lanes, improve traffic flow, and support freight movement in one of the busiest industrial corridors on the East Coast. And the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act is funding projects throughout the state. These big infrastructure projects are challenging, but worth it. Expansion projects have proved greatly beneficial to New Jersey historically. Take, for example, the widening between Exit 6 and Exit 9. Once considered the most deadly road corridor in New Jersey, it now is a major economic driver for e-commerce and logistic headquarters. Now, businesses have access to nearly 61 million people living within 250 miles of this corridor, and traffic on even the busiest summer weekends gone. Skilled union labor ensures these multi-billion-dollar projects are built to last. Local 825 operating engineers bring experience, accountability, and training to every site. These careers offer strong wages, safety protections, and benefits, building not just infrastructure, but the middle class. Modern infrastructure touches every part of our lives: schools, hospitals, ports, homes. The Turnpike expansion will reduce congestion and emissions, helping goods and people move more efficiently. The new Newark Bay Bridge will support the economy and ensure safety for decades to come. And plans to widen the Turnpike in South Jersey from exits 1 to 4 will address a major traffic bottleneck. Every inch of progress, every commute shortened, every safe mile of road is being built by the hands of skilled union workers, trained to protect the public and the future.
When union labor and contractors come together for one common goal, anything can be accomplished. ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative. We are the labor management fund for the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825. From Kingston to Cape May, and from river to river, we're creating the opportunities that spawn real economic development and building the future. As members of the business community and chambers of commerce, we create the partnerships needed to collaborate success. As advocates, we shape the public policy in local town halls and state houses that protect our members and generate possibilities. We eliminate entry barriers that ensures our members are ready on day one for whatever work our contractors require. And as industry innovators, we develop grant programs to help our contractors compete in underrepresented market sectors. This is what the 21st century organized labor looks like. This is ELEC, building the infrastructure New York and Jersey relies on.
New Jersey, 9.8 million people packed into 8,700 square miles, relies on a vital yet often overlooked resource to power homes, businesses, and industries: natural gas. Natural gas plays a crucial role in the Garden State's energy mix, providing about 50% of the state's electricity and serving millions of households and businesses. Natural gas is used for cooking and heating in more than 70% of the homes in our state. It's no exaggeration to say that New Jersey's economy and quality of life are all built on natural gas infrastructure. The journey of natural gas begins deep beneath the Earth's surface, where it is extracted from natural gas wells. Once extracted, it's processed to remove impurities and transported through an intricate network of pipelines to ensure its safe delivery to homes and businesses. Natural gas can also be moved by tanker truck, rail car, or on water by barge. While these methods are productive, they are not as safe or efficient as using a pipeline. New Jersey is connected to a vast network of natural gas pipelines, with key interstate pipelines such as the Transco pipeline, the TETCO pipeline, and the Columbia Gas Pipeline. These pipelines link the state to larger natural gas reserves across the country. Underground pipelines are one of the safest ways of delivering energy, protected from storms and weather, rail derailments, and vehicle accidents. Pipelines run silently and safely through neighborhoods, state parks, wildlife management areas, and all the way to your home. Maintaining the safety and reliability of this infrastructure is essential. Engineers and technicians are constantly working to inspect, maintain, and upgrade pipelines. With billions invested in maintenance and safety, the state's natural gas network continues to meet the high demands of New Jersey's growing population. In fact, utilities are investing millions of dollars each year in advanced technologies that help monitor pipeline integrity. These investments ensure that systems are maintained to the highest safety standards and reduce the risk of leaks or disruptions. To ensure natural gas flows smoothly over long distances, compressor stations are strategically placed along pipelines. These stations help maintain pressure, allowing gas to travel thousands of miles safely from production areas to local distribution networks. Once the gas reaches New Jersey, it enters the local distribution systems that deliver it directly to homes and businesses. These distribution lines, which are typically smaller than the main pipelines, branch out across towns and neighborhoods. Utility companies like PSE&G, New Jersey Natural Gas, and South Jersey Industries play an essential role in this process. They manage the distribution network, ensuring that natural gas is available for consumers when they need it most, whether for heating during the winter or cooking on a stove. Natural gas appliances are common in New Jersey homes. From stoves to water heaters, these systems provide efficiency and reliability, helping to lower energy costs while reducing emissions compared to other fossil fuels. As New Jersey continues to invest and grow alternative but intermittent energy sources like wind and solar, natural gas will continue to play a key role in providing reliable power while supporting the efforts to reduce overall emissions. After Superstorm Sandy, Princeton University and Montclair State University both built microgrids that will allow the universities to continue to function during blackouts. These microgrids feature solar power backed up by natural gas generators. Communities and hospitals throughout the state are looking at similar solutions. And in an exciting development, New Jersey's natural gas utilities are also leading the way in integrating hydrogen into the natural gas system. Through a process called hydrogen blending, utilities are injecting hydrogen into existing pipelines, creating an even cleaner energy mix. Hydrogen, when blended with natural gas, can significantly reduce the carbon footprint of energy usage. The process involves mixing hydrogen with traditional natural gas to create a blend that further reduces greenhouse gas emissions while maintaining the reliability and efficiency of the system. Hydrogen blending is already being tested in parts of New Jersey. Utilities are continuing to research how different concentrations of hydrogen can be blended with natural gas to reduce emissions without compromising the safety or performance of appliances and infrastructure. And green hydrogen, produced using renewable energy, may play an important role in reducing the greenhouse gas emissions of the transportation and logistics industry, one of the largest and fastest growing industries in the state. This effort is part of New Jersey's broader strategy to create a low-carbon future. By blending hydrogen into the natural gas infrastructure, the state is taking meaningful steps to reach its environmental goals. With ongoing advancements in technology, the natural gas industry is constantly evolving. Utilities continue to invest in safety protocols, including real-time monitoring systems and advanced leak detection technologies, ensuring that New Jersey's natural gas infrastructure remains as safe and environmentally responsible as possible. According to the American Gas Association, only 1 in 650 gas customers will experience an outage in a given year, as opposed to 1 out of every 1 electric consumer. Also, collectively, the natural gas companies in New Jersey have invested tens of billions of dollars in infrastructure improvements and modernization in our state. Continued investment in modernization is critical. Over the next few years, New Jersey will see further improvements, including replacing aging pipelines, expanding the distribution network, and increasing the use of sustainable practices to reduce the carbon footprint of natural gas usage. As the demand for energy grows, New Jersey's natural gas infrastructure remains at the heart of powering homes, businesses, and industries across the state. It's the backbone of modern energy delivery, ensuring that energy is there when we need it most. New Jersey's natural gas infrastructure: reliable, resilient, affordable, and ready for the future. Imagine flipping a switch and instantly lighting up a room. You don't think twice about it. But what happens behind the scenes is pretty complex. From generating electricity at power plants and getting it to your home, there's an intricate system that ensures your lights stay on and your devices stay charged. This is the electrical grid, one of the most important inventions of modern times and one of the largest systems ever built. But how exactly does it work? First, let's break it down. The electrical grid is essentially a network of power generation, transmission, and distribution that delivers electricity from power plants to homes and businesses. It's made up of three main components: power generation, where electricity is created; transmission, how electricity is sent long distances; distribution, how electricity is delivered to your home. In New Jersey, power generation happens through a variety of sources. The state doesn't just rely on one type of energy. The energy mix is diverse, with fossil fuels, nuclear, and renewable sources like solar and wind all contributing. Natural gas, the state's largest source of electricity. New Jersey has several natural gas plants that create steam to turn turbines and generate power. Nuclear. New Jersey also relies on nuclear power plants from plants like the Salem and Hope Creek generating stations, producing a significant portion of the state's energy without carbon emissions. Renewable energy. New Jersey is a leader in solar energy and offshore wind on the horizon. The state aims to reach 100% clean energy by 2035. Once the power is generated, it needs to travel to your home. This happens through high-voltage transmission lines that stretch across the state and beyond, forming a network of interconnected grids. These transmission lines are designed to carry electricity over long distances, usually at high voltage to reduce energy loss. New Jersey is part of the PJM Interconnection, a regional transmission organization that helps manage the grid from parts of the Midwest all the way to the East Coast. PJM coordinates the supply of electricity and ensures reliability, balancing demand with the available generation across multiple states. Now, before the electricity can reach your home, it needs to be set to substations. Substations are key facilities that reduce the high-voltage electricity from the transmission lines to lower, safer voltages for local distribution. Think of substations like a traffic light at an intersection. They manage the flow of electricity. Without them, your lights wouldn't work properly. These substations are scattered across New Jersey, ensuring that power reaches every neighborhood, from the bustling cities to the quiet suburbs. Once the voltage is reduced, it's time to distribute the electricity to homes and businesses. This happens through a network of local distribution lines, the familiar power lines you see along streets. These lines deliver electricity to transformers mounted on utility poles that convert the power to the appropriate voltage for individual use. When you flip a switch, it's that power flowing through these distribution lines, ready to turn on your lights, your refrigerator, your TV, and everything else that needs electricity. One of the trickiest parts of running the grid is making sure there's always enough power to meet demand. Electricity can't be stored efficiently, so supply and demand must always be in balance. This is why grid operators like PJM monitor real-time electricity usage. When you're using a lot of electricity, like when everyone's turning on their air conditioning during a summer heat wave, the grid needs to keep up. If there's too much demand, that can cause blackouts. But if the grid is too big, power plants might be underused, costing energy companies money. Now, there has been significant government investment in alternative renewable energy sources. There's one significant challenge: intermittency. This means that renewable sources like solar and wind don't always generate power when we need it most. Solar energy depends on sunlight, so at night or on cloudy days, solar panels don't produce electricity. Solar technology is almost at its maximum production capability, meaning solar panels themselves cannot convert more photons from the sun than they already do. Wind energy depends on wind conditions, which can be unpredictable. For example, wind turbines shut down when wind speeds exceed 55 miles per hour, like during storms, to avoid damage. And without significant subsidies, the cost to consumer can be significantly more than other sources. This creates a mismatch between when energy is available and when it's needed. For example, on a sunny, windy day, we might have more energy than we can use. But during a calm, cloudy evening, the demand for power is often higher, and renewable energy generation could be much lower. New Jersey is also upgrading its electrical grid with smart grid technology. A smart grid uses digital technology to detect and respond to changes in electricity usage, helping to improve efficiency and reliability. It can even help reduce the impact of outages by quickly identifying and isolating problems. Sometimes power outages happen. Severe weather like hurricanes, snowstorms, or even high winds can knock out power lines. But New Jersey is prepared. Utilities like PSE&G, JCP&L, and Atlantic City Electric have extensive emergency response systems in place. They work to restore power quickly by dispatching repair crews, using drones for inspections, and communicating with the public in real time. Thanks to modern technology, outages are detected faster and resolved more efficiently than ever before. So, whether it's powering your morning coffee or charging your phone, New Jersey's electrical grid keeps everything running smoothly. From power plants to substations to the smart grid of the future, every part of the system works together to deliver reliable electricity right to your door. The grid isn't perfect. There's always room for improvement, but thanks to smart technology, renewable energy, and careful management, we're moving towards a more sustainable and resilient energy future.